With the most recent issue of KCU Magazine, we decided to try something new. We'd focus less on promotion and more on emotion. We'd put our people in the spotlight and let their voices tell our story. We did this because we realized that there's no better way to tell KCU's story than to tell the stories of the people who make KCU great. That's why in an article about the new hire of Dr. Carlton Abner, we include things like his own personal mantras. And for a story on graduate Amy Wysong, we want to tell you more about her curiosity and less about the curriculum. So we decided to focus on our people. And we're pretty happy with how this issue turned out.
I grew up in a small Appalachian, Ohio town. I remember spending time in my father's dental clinic, and it's here where I learned to love dentistry. If you see me in the halls, you can ask me anything. I will talk about anything, especially dentistry.
When I look back on this year, it often seems like a figment of my imagination. Did this really take place? When there is a why, there will always be a how. Students are the why, and we, together, figured out the how.
Medical school has basically been the opposite of what I expected, but for this, I am grateful. I know now that even in the most obscure and difficult times, I can persist. My mom always told me growing up, a tree that does not bend in the wind will break. And she was right. I will bend, but I will not break.
Reflecting on last year, it's easy to get bogged down in the details, to ruminate on what was lost and what could have been. Being back on campus and meeting people under the masks, surviving my first year in a pandemic, it's all reminded me of what I told myself when that acceptance letter finally came. I'm just happy to be here.
The mythical phoenix, rising from the ashes, has been the metaphor of choice to describe the creation of the Kansas City University Farber-McIntyre campus in Joplin, Missouri. And for good reason. From its start, KCU Joplin has signaled the rebirth of a community in the wake of devastation, and it continues to represent a future of hope and health for the people of Joplin and beyond. Years before KCU Joplin was even a consideration, Dr. Callie Clark sat in the Leggett and Platt Auditorium at the campus of Missouri Southern State University on the afternoon of May 22, 2011, the day of her high school graduation. Clark remembers the slow reciting of the names of her fellow graduates, and she remembers when the names began to speed up.